Hello everyone, this is Nexus Hub and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be bringing to you the simplified version of the IELTS Writing Task 2, which is the essay writing. So before we dive into that, I'm going to do a proper introduction. So this is Nexus Hub, and in Nexus Hub we specialize in all proficiency exams. So we're a one-time solution to every proficiency exam like the IELTS, TOEFL, SAT, GRE, and the rest. Also in Nexus Hub, we offer website and app creation services for your business to give your business that exposure and that publicity it needs. So this is Nexus Hub. Do well to reach out to us through the contact details on these flyers. So I said today we're going to be treating the simplified version of the IELTS Writing Task 2, which is the essay writing. So over time, people have been having several difficulties in writing essays, and essay is one important aspect of the IELTS exam, and it is the task 2, which falls for both, or which is written by both the academic text takers and the general text takers. So we're going to give a simplified version and a total breakdown of how to go about the IELTS essay writing. So before we go into that, let us look at the marking criteria for the IELTS writing test. Now, the marking criteria, we have the task achievement. You're going to be tested on your task achievement. That is how well you were able to complete or to achieve the task that was assigned to you. So if you're asked to write an essay, how well were you able to cover every requirement of that particular essay? Then you're tested on your coherence and cohesion, your lexical resources, your grammatical range, and accuracy. And total, you're having a total of 100%. So 25% assigned to each of these areas. So we're diving straight into what we have for today. All right. Now, this is the simplified IELTS writing task 2 by Nexus Hub. All right. So let's go straight into that particular category. All right. So first thing we're going to be looking at is understanding that's the tricks and the tips for successfully answering the IELTS writing task 2. That's the IELTS essay questions. The first is to understand the essay type, and there are different kinds of essays. So you need to look for identifiers. You need to know what essay you're going to be writing and how to approach them, because with these different essays there are several approach. Although there are similar patterns, but there are several approach and several methods of writing them. So the IELTS writing task 2 essay falls into these main categories. First is the opinion essay, which is the agree disagree essay, where it has we'll call it a debate. All right. So you're asked to agree or disagree with a particular topic. So for instance, you'll be asked, let's say a question is saying more and more fathers are taking a break from their work to sit at home and take care of their kids while their wives work, right? While their wives work. Then you're asked to either agree or disagree with the statement. So that is an opinion essay. So any essay that asks you to agree or disagree with a particular statement or with a particular prompt, then this is an opinion essay, or what we call it the agree disagree essay, where you're asked to state your position and support that particular position you stated. Then the next one is the discussion essay. In a discussion essay, you're asked to discuss one or two views and give your opinion afterwards. So that is the discussion essay. All right. So you discuss both sides and give your opinion. Then we have the problem solution essay. The problem solution essay, here you have to identify issues and propose solution. So they said, let's assume the question is saying tobacco intake is becoming increasingly popular among young people. So what are the causes? All right, causes of this, and then and probably the solution. All right, or the reason for this, and then solution. So this here you identify issues and propose solutions to those issues. Then we have the advantages and disadvantages kind of question, where you're weighing both sides and then conclude. You're weighing both sides. You're not giving your opinion now. You're just these are the advantages of this particular thing. These are the disadvantages of that particular particular issue. So after which what you conclude. Then we have the double question essay where you answer what two related questions. So as we dive deep into these slides, or as we go through these slides, we're going to what get a better understanding of what it actually entails. All right. Then the second trick to successfully answering the IELTS writing task 2 question is what to use a solid essay structure. So this is one important thing that most people fail to do what? Fail to recognize. All right? This is one important thing that most people fail to recognize. You need to have a perfect what? Essay structure. And then the best structure to use is what? Is the 4 paragraph structure. The 4 paragraph structure. It is the best. Where you have your introduction, you have your body 1, you have your body 2, and then you have what? Your conclusion, or here's your concluding paragraph. All right? Your introduction, now, okay, I would usually tell students much focus is not really put into your introduction and your conclusion, although it is very important that you write the proper introduction, likewise the proper conclusion. So write a proper introduction, write a proper what? Conclusion. And in this particular tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to perfectly write an introductory what? Paragraph. Likewise, how to write what? A concluding what? Paragraph. As well as what? Writing the perfect what? Body paragraphs. So in your introductory paragraph, you should at least have 2 sentences. Alright? Not just short sentences. Alright, you could have 2 sentences, you could have more sentences. So not just short sentences, but you should have what? Sentences that contains what? The rephrase, that's the rephrase version of the original question. And the rephrase version, I usually call it the summary of the original question. The rephrase version of what the original question, where you pick just important information from that question, and then you restate them, but this time in what? In other words, for what? For better understanding. Likewise, you're giving out what? Your thesis statement, where you're stating your position and what you discuss. So in your thesis statement, you're going to also be adding your main ideas. You're going to be declaring or stating your main ideas, not explaining. You're not giving extra details. You're not what? Giving explanations. Rather, you're just stating your position. Likewise, you're stating what? Your main ideas. Possibly the points. Alright? The points that support what? Your position. So they should be stated rather than what? Explained. You're not explaining them, you're just what? Declaring them, or what? You're stating them. Then after the introductory paragraph, you have your body paragraph, where you have 4 to 5 sentences. Where you have, now in your body paragraph, you have your topic sentence, that is your main idea. You have the explanation. Explanation, you have to what? Explain what? That main idea. I call it the supporting idea. So you have to explain the what? The main idea in detail. After which you're giving what? Examples. Examples that what? That support what? That support that thing you've already, or that supports your main idea, right? Then after which what? You're having your support with what? Reasoning. Okay, support with what? Reasoning. So I'm going to at the end of this slide, I'm going to provide a concrete or a detailed formula, a step-by-step formula that would guide you in writing the perfect what? The perfect essay. All right. Then the body 2 or body paragraph 2, same thing with what? With body 1. So 4 to 5 sentences, same as body 1 with what? With another argument. So this time you're writing your what? Your second main idea. That's your main idea 2. Then after which what? You're coming with what? With your conclusion. Your conclusion should have about 2 sentences where you summarize your main point and then give what? Your final thought, or what? Your concluding statement. No new ideas. Take note of that. No new ideas. Every explanation you've done has been, or every explanation you should give should be provided in your body paragraphs. So you don't have to start giving any extra idea in your concluding paragraph. So no much information in your introduction, rather, and likewise no much information in what? In your conclusion. So your body paragraphs holds every explanation or every detail that your essay what? Is providing. So you should do well to what? To make elaboration, to make expansions in whatever thing you are saying in the body paragraph, rather than what's coming to add any new detail or new information or new ideas in the conclusion. So take note of that. And I said that is what? The second what? Trick to successfully answering an IELTS essay question. Now the third is what? Master paraphrasing. Very important. Master what? Paraphrasing. The idea of paraphrasing is what? Writing a clear summary of that particular question, of the original question, in a way that what? It is clearly understood. All right. Yeah, they said avoid repeating the exact words from the question. Very important. Use synonyms and sentence restructuring. So, repetition in English language means you barely have an idea of what? Of English language. So, for you to actually use synonyms, it shows the vast knowledge you have about what? About that subject, or about what? About the language what you're conveying your information what with. Example of a what? Of a paraphrase, or a good paraphrasing is what? Now, the original question says, many people believe technology is making life easier. That is a question, for instance. Many people believe technology is making life easier. Now you need to rephrase a paraphrase version, which is going to be part of what your introductory what paragraph. They said a large number of individuals think that technological advancements simplify daily activities. Simplify daily activities. It is saying the same thing. So the idea of paraphrasing is not changing the entire context of the question. It is not changing the message of the question. Rather, it is what? It is simplifying, or rather elaborating what? More on what, or what the question is saying. So you're writing it should be giving out the same information. All right? It should be giving out the same information. The same message should be passed. But this time what? It should be written in what? In another form. You don't have to alter. You don't have to alter what? The message. You don't alter the message. You are not adding any extra detail. Neither are you subtracting what? Any important details. Rather, you're writing the information is passed the exact way, but this time written in what? In another form. So that is the third trick to successfully answering what? An IELTS writing question, writing task 2 question, which is the essay questions. All right. Then the fourth one is what? Use high scoring vocabulary and linking words. High scoring vocabularies and linking words. Very important. Do not neglect what? Your linking words. They are very important. Now, I would say linking words, all right, I call them transitioning words, okay? They introduce you to what? A particular paragraph. So linking words could be firstly, secondly, that is when starting a particular paragraph. Okay? Then there could be linking words as well in between. But the most important part I need you to pay attention to is the linking words for each paragraph. When you're starting a new paragraph, there should be an identifier that, okay, this is the first paragraph, or this is another paragraph to support the first, or there should be identifiers. There should be no trace of what? Of confusion in whatever thing you're writing. I should be able to pick up your write up and then what? And understand it without having to struggle with any information. This is the idea. Can a layman, like an ordinary person, okay, let's arrange it in this scenario. You're traveling to a country, an English speaking country, where English language is their lingua franca, that's their native language. They are native speakers of English language. Can the uneducated ones in that particular country listen to you or read your write up and understand clearly what you're saying? And still, can the educated still pick it and understand what you're saying perfectly without noticing any trace of what? Any trace of wrong use of grammar or whatever mistake there might be? That is the idea. So you should be what? You should be clear in whatever information what you are passing. I should not be able to. I should not be caught up with any form of confusion in your write-ups. So here they said boost your lexical resource by using synonyms. Very important. Synonym. The idea of synonyms is that it helps you avoid what? Repetition of words. It helps you avoid what? Repetition of words. It shows what? How vast your knowledge is in what? In English language. So boost your lexical resources by using synonyms. For instance, instead of using important often, you use what? Crucial or vital. So of using problem, use problem more often. Use what? Issue, challenge. So there are what? There are several lists of what? Of synonyms you can use. All right. So that particular word, instead of repeating it over and over and over and over again, you have to use what? You have to use synonyms. Use cohesive devices for what? For fluency. Adding ideas, you use what? Moreover, furthermore, in addition. All right. They stand as what? Linking words to. So when you're adding ideas, use moreover. Okay. Furthermore, that is what another, probably another, when you use furthermore for let's say another what another information or another idea to support what you've written initially. So in addition, okay. Now when making contrast, you use however, or on the other hand, or nevertheless. When giving examples, you use what? For instance, or to illustrate. When concluding, use what? In conclusion, or what? To sum up. There are lots of what linking words out there, and you should find a variety and like go ahead and what? And look for some of them. Take note of them and know how to use them. Not just knowing the linking words, but what? How to use them. Know when to use what? Linking words that add to probably initial idea, or is contrasting the idea, or giving examples of what, or concluding. All right. So there are lots of what linking words out there that you can use. They are also called cohesive what devices. Now the fifth, rather, I believe, yes, the fifth still probably what am I saying? The fifth trick to successfully answering an IELTS essay question is provide relevant and realistic examples. Provide relevant and realistic what? Examples. So the example you're providing is what gives you an upper hand in whatever thing you're writing. So you should be mindful of what the kind of examples what you provide. So they say use personal examples, but general facts, studies, or historical events are the best. Yes, it is not wrong to use what personal examples like my cousin started online learning and improved. These are personal examples, but you'd get will get an upper hand when you use general fact. All right. For instance, a 2021 study by Harvard University and blah blah blah. Certain times I call them what references. So there are references and there are examples. Okay. I would call examples experiences, and I'll call references general facts like this. All right. So you should be what watchful of the type you use. Certain times I usually advise if you should use example, don't use them in your two body paragraphs. Rather, what just share them in between the paragraphs. So you're using example on one hand and you're using what general fact on another paragraph, or you're using two general facts, but using examples, though it doesn't affect your write up, but for a better score, it is advisable to what to have a mix of both of them, or the use of what general facts. The sixth trick is to avoid common grammar mistakes rather. Avoid common grammar mistakes. Be mindful of how you push out your grammar. They are very very important. Look at the scoring criteria I showed earlier. What marking grammar is a very 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 important area you need to pay attention to. So use correct verb tenses. Avoid wordiness. That's you keep your sentences concise. Don't have to start saying so much. Your sentences should be clear, yet it should not what it should not contain so many words. I don't know how to even put that one out, but it should not hold so much words. Your words should be what should be short in the, yet it is what it is going straight, or is hitting straight to the point. All right. So articles like a and the are also what important. So you should what use them as well. Subject verb agreement, they matter. So what take note of all these what areas and go and strengthen yourself in those areas. Now this is the formula I talked about. You have what your introduction. Sorry, this is introduction. Let me quickly fix that. This is introduction. Okay, introduction. Now, your introduction or your introductory paragraph, you have your linking word, you have your rephrase question, and then you have your thesis statement. I explained what thesis statements was. Your body paragraph should have your linking word plus your main idea one. That's a declaration of what of your point. Then the third is what your supporting idea. That's a detailed explanation of what the main idea you've already declared. Then what? Indicator. I call it indicator, but they are more like transitioning words from your supporting ideas to what? Your reference or what? Or example. So I call them what? Indicators, indicating what? An example. So then you have what? Your reference or what? Example. So those indicators are also what? Cohesive devices. Like I explained initially, they are what? Also cohesive devices. Then your body two, you see same formula. Your linking word, your main idea two, your supporting idea two, your indicator or cohesive devices, and then what? Your reference or example. Then your conclusion is what? Your linking word plus a combination of both main ideas and what? Your concluding statement. Okay? And your concluding statement. So please take note of these um take note of these steps, especially this formula. All right, take note of this formula because they will guide you. They will definitely guide you in what? In successfully writing an IELTS essay question. All right, so take note of what? Of these formulas. They help a lot. All right, take note of them. They are very, very vital. They are very, very what? Very, very important. All right, so if you can save this video for further clarity, it is better, it is good. All right, and from time to time I'm going to be bringing more videos and more tutorials on several aspects of what? Of the IELTS exam, because this is one challenging exam for most people. And Nexus Hub, we're here to provide solutions to what? To these problems, and to ensure that you get the required band score that you expect, and the required band score what? That you need. So feel free to leave any question in the comment section, and I'll do so to what? To respond to what? To each of those questions. If you need further clarity on any of these areas, do well. Feel free to what? To reach out to us, and what? We're going to provide solutions to them for free. Okay, you can as well what? Book free consultations with us, and then what? Put out whatever thing or whatever questions or whatever request you have, and we'll be glad to what? To provide solutions to those questions. So do not forget, this is what? This is Nexus Hub, and in Nexus Hub we're a one-time solution to what? To every proficiency exams. All right, so I'll catch you later, and do have a nice day.